Good evening, good evening, good evening. Oh, it's a bit strange saying good evening rather than good morning. Welcome to the book launch for The Element of Water. Hopefully, people will find me. I know it's not a Wednesday morning. I know it's an evening. It's a bit weird. If you are watching, do please pop a hello in the comments. Let me know that you can see me, you can hear me, and that you're out there. And then we will get started. All about the water this evening. Good evening, good evening. Oh, there's people there. I'm not talking to myself. That's a bit of a relief. Good evening, Emma. Good evening, Green. Good evening, Sue. Good evening, Maria. Good evening, Nikki. Or probably not evening where you are. um, Good evening, Rich. See me and hear me. Thank you. Nice lippy. Thank you, Maria. Good evening, Luna. Good evening, Susan. Good evening, Kerry. And good evening, Uncle Paul. And hello, Bessie. Eric's here. He's hiding in the corner there. I think he's washing his feet or something. Good evening, Victoria. Lots of lovely people. Time zones. So it's 7 o'clock in the evening in the UK, and the lovely Nikki is over in New Zealand, and it's Sunday morning. It makes my head explode every time, every time, every time. Bon nuit, Cornelia. Xenia, yay! Watching on YouTube on the big screen. Ooh, Eric is here in the corner. Yeah, he's up in his beanbag. You can just see the top of his head down there. There he is. He's had a very busy day and hasn't slept all day, so he's very cranky. I know the feeling. Good evening, Amanda. Green, 1 p.m. in Kentucky. Yeah, time zones. It's mad, isn't it? Absolutely mad. Good evening, girl, over in Germany. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. Jane, hey, lovely. Drizzly Wolverhampton. It's dark, obviously, but it's not been too bad today. Cold. Had to scrape the ice off the car windscreen today before we went out looking at Christmas decorations. Good evening, Rosemary, or good afternoon, should I say. Victoria, hello. Do check out Vika with Vicky. Brilliant podcast. Do go and have a look. Good evening, Lisa. Congratulations on your new book. Thank you. Looking forward to adding it to my Witch Rachel collection. Is that an official series? Good evening, Charlie. Good evening, Hazel. Lots of lovely people. Thank you so much for joining me. So yes, we are here for this one. Sixth one in the Kitchen Witchcraft series, I think. Third in the Element series. So we've got fire, we've got earth, now we've got water. It is out there now in the world. Nikki, Tomtays and sparkly things, yes. Must admit, I didn't buy anything. I was very good because we've got so much stuff. Victoria, my book arrived yesterday. Yay! Good evening, Karen. For anyone interested, there's a red alert for the Aurora Borealis. Thank you very much. There's a lot going on today. I have a teenager waiting for me because I scheduled the book launch before we knew the date of the new Doctor Who episode. He's waiting for me to watch it. Good afternoon, Suzanne. 3:05 p.m. in Nova Scotia. We are international. Look at us. Green, believe my book should have arrived today. Fingers crossed. Karen, looking forward to the water book. I've been working a lot with water. Excellent. Luna, mine arrived yesterday. Brilliant. Janet, hello from Columbus, Ohio. Just got my copy about 2 days ago. We are international. I'm overwhelmed that across the globe. Look at us. Um, Maria watched a bit of it, loved the fact David Tennant is back. Yes, he's back for 3. Now, my youngest is a big David Tennant for Doctor Who fan. David Tennant, Matt Smith. I'm a Peter Capaldi Doctor Who myself fan, but there you go. I think Damn the Bard's on this evening as well, isn't he? 8 o'clock, there's a Damn the Bard concert as well. Xenia, BBC won't let me watch Doctor Who live from the EU. Oh, that's rude. That's rude. Emma, another book to add to my ever-increasing list. You can never have too many books. Never have too many books. So we are here talking about the element of water. We'll have a chat. Like we do on a Wednesday. We'll have a chat about the element of water. Do you work with the element of water? How do you work with the element of water? Share your thoughts, share your insights in the comments. If you've got any questions about working with the element of water, about witchcraft in general, about me, go for it. Sanya, another vote for Peter Capaldi. Yeah, he's good. And that's what we'll delve into this evening for the next 45 minutes or so. And I will give away a couple of copies. Dog's digging the bed now just to make it comfortable. I've got a couple of signed copies that I will give away. I will send them anywhere in the world. And I will decide at the end. We'll pick at random people that have interacted, maybe people with the good questions. Get you interacting. Get you interacting. So yeah, element of water. Let's just run. I'll run through what's in it. It's bigger than the Pagan Portals ones, so it's a decent size. I can't help buying books. No, I am like that. Yeah, I am. So it's a similar format to the Fire and Earth books. And it is, do you know, I've just realized we ordered a new bathroom today. That you couldn't get more water element, could you? Silly amount of money, but there you go. Yeah, water. It's been a water day. Anyway, this covers the elemental U, water energy, water magic, symbols. There's a bit in there about the chalice and the cauldron, both linked to water. There's a little bit about the invoking, banishing pentagrams and the Tudair, which is the water covers. There is a chapter on the elementals. Obviously, they are the merfolk, collective name. There is a big section on working with water, so water magic, rivers, lakes, ponds, and more, wells, sea cleansing, consecrating, making water, magical water, bit on dream magic, different places to connect with water. So chalice well, Roman baths, steam room, snow, the ocean, springs, rain, mists, waterfalls, fountains, lots of the obvious places, and hopefully some less obvious places as well. And then there's a section on practical water elements. So there's herbs and plants, incenses, oils, magical foods, water recipes, obviously, because it's one of my books. Crystals associated with water, water animals, water deities, water rituals, water spells, bit of colour magic, bit of water divination, the astrology, water signs, and finishes up with a water blessing. So as much as I could pack into it is in there. I don't know about you, but I think water for me is emotions. That's the big one for me. They're the primordial waters. Life first evolved from the primordial waters. We use the element of water every day, whether it's to quench our thirst, to cleanse our bodies. Large proportion of our bodies are made up of water. It is emotions. It is the subconscious. It rules purification, the unknown. I think love comes under water as well, and all of the other emotions. They're all water-led. It is absorption, germination, pleasure, friendship, marriage, fertility, love, happiness, healing, sleep, dreaming, cleansing. I think a lot of the psychic work comes under water as well. I think it also perhaps rules the physical, the womb, the unconscious mind. And I mean, we find it from the basic tiny drops of morning dew right up to the largest oceans. I associate water with the West in ritual. I know not everybody does. If you don't associate water with the West, pop in the comments which direction you do associate it with and why. Always fascinating to see different perspectives. I think of the water time as twilight and the season autumn. I think water is that mysterious kind of the in-betweeny times as well. It is a fascinating element to work with. Now, although I work quite a lot with fire because I like burning stuff, I live 5 minutes away from the ocean. So I spend a lot of time connecting with water from the ocean point of view. It is the place that I love to go to release, to rejuvenate, to just, it is my place. And I am very lucky to live fairly close to it. So lots of comment. Let's get some of these up. Let's get some of these up. Here we go. Google. Water is an offering, but also represent of the element in my practice. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, books. Yeah, you can never give up buying books. It's just one of those things. Luna, just beginning the part of the bardic grade that is water, so it'll be good aid for me. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Xenia, I love using the shower after work in the evening for cleansing myself of the energies of the day and the of people. Yeah, showers are good, aren't they? They are releasing, they are cleansing. The water literally cascades over you and cleanses away. Add into that charging your shower gel or your soap with a bit of symbols or energy. Good to go. Good to go. Carrie, the last water magic I done was drinking the water from the chalice well. We went there last year, I think. I think it was last year. Was it this year? This year's gone by so quickly. It could well have been this year. But yes, I always do get a bottle of water from the chalice well. Rosemary, water book will go good with our cold, dreary, drizzly rain day. I didn't order it, I promise. I did not order the rain. Hazel, yes. Favorite element, probably because I'm British. Horizontal drizzle and that. We are very familiar with rain in Britain, aren't we? It is one of those things. Maria, moon water usually. It is. Magical water is one of the easiest magical things to make. And I give you suggestions in the book of several variations, different ways to make magical water. And it is cheap, free, easy to make, and is so magical once it's been charged. Absolutely. Xenia, the element of water lives here in northern Germany. So much rain. We share that with you, Xenia. We share it with you. Amanda, as I'm a Pisces, I'm drawn very much to the water element, but as a new witch, I'm yet to find ways to include water in my craft that isn't teas or baths. Amanda, one of the easiest things is to make magical blessed water. There is a chapter on it in the book. It's very easy to make. Moon water, blessed water, however you want to, whatever you want to call it. It is easy to make. I know it's in here somewhere. You can't find it now. It's in here somewhere. I think I read it out earlier too. Making magical water. See, I knew I hadn't gone mad. It's been quite a long day. Yeah, magical water. So, blessed, charged, or magical water. Can be used for all sorts of things. Anointing yourself, candles or magical tools. Consecrating and cleansing tools. Adding to spell workings, ritual baths, or even to drink. You can use it for cleansing your altar. You can add drops of it to your candle magic, to your spell pouches. So many different uses. Moon water, charge it under the moon. Sun water, charge it under the sun. Storm water, charge the water when there's a storm raging outside. Rainwater, quite easy, simple, but very cleansing and refreshing rainwater. Snow water, if you have snow, you can just pop some of that in a jar and you've got snow water. Um, Ghost water, that's made in a graveyard. Rainbow water, if you can catch the image of the rainbow in your water. Brackish water, that's an interesting one. It's not fresh water, it's not seawater, it's somewhere in between. It's created when an estuary, where the river meets the sea. That's interesting because that brings in the element of salt as well. Don't drink that one though. Lake water, river water, sea water, they've all got different properties. Spring water, flower water, which you make by adding flowers to it, but you're bringing in another layer of energy. You're bringing in another layer of magic to your water by adding flowers to it. Crystal water, um, I would say don't put crystals straight in a glass of water because some of them do leach out, some of them do disintegrate. Put a crystal in a small jar, put it in your glass of water to charge. You've made yourself crystal water. Not only do you bring in the elements of the water, but you bring in the element that the crystal brings as well. So water, loads and loads of things, different things to do. So and that's just magical water. There's all sorts of things you can work with water element. Maria, Roman bath water. Oh, that's yucky. If you get a chance to drink some of the water from the Roman baths in Somerset, it's quite a strong flavour to it. It's got so many minerals and other things in it. It's quite strong. Maria, divination in a dark cauldron with herbs. Oh, yeah, water scrying. You can do water scrying. Again, it's in the book. I have to remember to keep waving the book around, otherwise Pete tells me off for not, waving the book. There's a chapter on water divination. Scrying is brilliant, easy to do. Put some water in a cauldron or in a dish. Get the reflection of a candle on it or the reflection of the full moon. Works very well. But you can scry in any surface of water, whether it is a lake or even a puddle. Works very well as well for scrying. It's like reading a crystal ball, but you're looking at water instead. So there is a chapter on water divination. Hydromancy, posh fancy word, divination using the medium of water. Throw a pebble into a pool of water and watch the ripples. See what images, thoughts, energies you get from that. Water scrying, reading the water in a bowl. Ink scrying, if you've got a bowl of water, drop a few drops of ink on the top and read the patterns. Dowsing, very traditional way, divining for the sources of underground water using your Y-shaped stick. Tea leaf reading, I think, comes under the element of water, or it can also be done with coffee grounds. Puddle scrying, mirror scrying, obviously another reflective surface that works very well. Lots of different ways to use divination with the element of water. Karen, do you believe that anyone can bless water to make it sacred or magical, or that it has to come from a sacred place? I make my magical blessed water with tap water. I tend to boil the kettle and then let it cool, and then you've got distilled water, so it's got no nasties in it. You can charge it in lots of different ways. You can charge it with the moon, you can charge it with the sun. They are both amazing energies to create your blessed or magical water. The introduction of anything like crystals or flowers adds that energy to it. I do tend with my magical water to charge it with the sun or the moon, I must admit. But you can buy bottled spring water if you want water from sacred is a weird word, isn't it? If you want, for instance, when we were working with the goddess Arnemetia, we managed to get hold of spring water from Buxton, which is where her energy, her story comes from. So that worked very well. No, I don't think it needs to be a priest or anybody divine to bless it. You can make your own magical water from tap water, but I think it helps to charge it with some other energy, such as the sun or the moon. If anyone else got thoughts on that, be interested to hear. Susan. Currently soaking in a bath after a busy day volunteer. Oh, the Wealdon Downland Museum. That's not too far from us. We have got that on our list of things to visit again. Been there several times. Fantastic place. Does a bath classes working with water? Absolutely. Absolutely. Bath water is relaxing, it's cleansing, it's calming, it's soothing. But you add to it, whether it is in the form of bubble bath or bath salts, whether you put a few drops of essential oil in, whether you put a few pinches of flower petals into it. You can add the magic to it by the things that you add into the water. Hi, Amanda. Charlie, it's not hoarding if it's books. No, it's not. That's absolutely allowed. Suzanne, funny that you mentioned foods. My essential working is with my soup making. Stirring the cauldron, as it were, brings me ever so close to the element, much like my mum. Well, you all know that I love working with magical food, or just food in general, really. But there are lots of foods that are associated with water. Some perhaps more obvious than others. I'm not looking at my feet, I'm looking at the book. So, apples, ruled by element of water, and the planet Venus. Apricots, element of water. Blackberries are water, fire, and earth. Blueberries are earth and water. Broccoli is water. It's not such an exciting one, is it? Oh, one of my favorites. Controversial. Brussels sprouts. Brussels sprouts are ruled by the element of water. Love them. Cabbage, ruled by water. Cardamom is also a water element. Love cardamom. Cauliflower's water. And just in case you're feeling poncy, caviar is ruled by water. Yuck. Not many things that I don't really like. That is one of them. Celery, ruled by the element of water. Cherries are water and air. Coconut is water. Coffee is fire and water. Crab is water. Cranberries are water and fire. Cucumber had to be water, really, didn't it? Fish, water, duh. Grapefruits, fire and water. Grapes are air and water. Gravy is water. Honey is water and earth. Ice cream is water. Kiwi fruit, water and earth. Lemons are ruled by water. Now, I always think that's a bit weird. I always think that lemons should be ruled by the sun because they're yellow, but they're not. They're ruled by the moon, and they are water. Lettuce is water. That's because that's what it tastes like. Nothing. Maple syrup is earth and water. Margarine is water, along with all the other chemicals it's got in it, but let's not go there. Melon is water. Milk, nectarine, various different types of vegetable oils come under the element of water. Oysters, salty snot. Not a big fan. Much nicer cooked. Passion fruit is water. Peaches, pears, peas, plums, raspberries, strawberries, sugar, sweet potatoes, thyme, tomatoes, vanilla, all water, watercress, and yogurt. All water elements. Obviously, there are some recipes in here. They are cakes, coconut milk cake, lemon cookies, cardamom and lemon muffins, rice pudding, one of my all-time favorites, apple and coconut scones, recipes in there, all working with the magical food that comes under the element of water. Rosemary, water should be an important element for all of us. Our body's 60% water, and we use water every day. We do, and I think it is. We couldn't survive without all four of the elements. They all play a part in some way, but water is definitely one of the major ones. Kerry came across a simple spell of sweeping negativity from herself, then flicking that negativity into a bowl of salt water. Salt will absorb that negative energy. And salt, when it's in water, brings that releasing and that purification that water brings with it. So that would be perfect. Janet, I've been looking to put water plants around the house. I'm not very good with house plants, but there are lots of plants that are ruled by the element of water. Magical food, herbs and plants. There we go. There we go. Off, but page numbers. Oh, there's a whole list of stuff. You really don't want me to sit here and read through them all, but there are lots that are ruled by the element of water. If you're looking for houseplants, African violet or aloe vera, both very good ones to have in the house. Lots of camellia. That's one of my go-to for prosperity. That's ruled by the element of water. There are lots and lots. Cyclamen, they're out at the moment. They are beautiful, beautiful plants. They're ruled by the element of water. There is a ton of them. Geraniums, delphiniums, lemon balm, lilac, lilies, all ruled by the element of water. Poppies, tons and tons of them. Be guided by your intuition with any of this, though. Just because I say it's ruled by water, it's got to feel right for you as well. All the comments shot up the page then, so let's Emma, I've always felt my emotions were connected to the element of water. Yes, absolutely, 100%. Every time I was overwhelmed, I could find comfort in water. Yeah, I think, yes, perfect sense. Kimberly. Hi, Kimberly. Don't have any of your books yet. Only recently found you. Hello. So glad I did. It's very nice to see you, Kimberly. Excited to get started reading these books. Fantastic. Welcome, welcome. Maria, quite fearful of water, especially with near flooding. It's one of the most powerful, even overpowering fire. I think that's one of the things, and I think we really, really underestimate the power of water. I love it. I love the ocean. I don't really want to be on it. Get a little bit seasick, if I'm honest. I think the idea of being out in the middle of the ocean with the unknown depths of water, I think we do really underestimate the power of water. Absolutely. Charlie, aren't we 90%? It's not quite that much, is it? I think 60% is nearest. Science, not one of my things. Nikki, wonder what the equivalent of, thank you, Nikki, for putting the pronunciation. Tarniwa is in UK. They are guardians who live in deep water and caves. Fascinating. I'm going to look those up. Not heard of those. Nikki is in New Zealand. I think it's fascinating that every country and culture has its own spirits and folk guardians. I think it's fascinating. I don't have an answer to that. I mean, we have all of the water sprites, the water nymphs, merfolk, selkies. There's a lot of folk tales. There's a lot of, I don't want to use the word fairies, fair folk that are associated with water, but each culture will have its own ones. I'm going to look them up, Nikki. Thank you for that. Xenia, funny fact, as for water and cleansing, I bought a Bitch Be Gone essential oil spray at Witchfest from Phoenix Flames. It smells good and it works. Phoenix Flames make some amazing stuff. They make some fantastic oils. They make some amazing incense blends as well. Good stuff. All good stuff. Jackie, so many magical treasures found on the seashore. Book arrived yesterday. Yay! Yes, I mean, there are shells and pebbles and hagstones and sea glass. If you have a beach near you where you can find sea glass, that is amazing stuff to work with. Oh yeah, lots of goodies on the seashore. Xenia, love a good shower magic, charging shower gel. Absolutely. You can draw symbols or sigils on your shower gel bottle, or you can just charge it with visualization. Perfect. Hazel, it can exist in yes, 3 different states as well. Yes. Water, ice, mist. Clever stuff, isn't it? Very clever stuff. Absolutely. Rosemary, we see the goddess in the moon, and the moon controls the tides, water. It powerful stuff. Try to make moon water every full moon. Okay, you can make moon water on all the other phases as well. Give it a try. You can make new moon water. You can make dark moon water. You can make waxing, waning moon water. Each of them will take on the energy of the moon phase, and you will have different types of moon water to use for various things, and each one will carry its own different energies. Amanda, I write things I want to release onto a small piece of paper and tuck it into a shell and throw into the river near me, or just give my intentions to the tide as it goes back to the sea. It is brilliant for releasing, isn't it? I think particularly the ocean, I quite often take a shell or a pebble and I will put whatever it is I want to let go of into that pebble or that shell and throw it into the ocean. You could write on the sand. You can write words, you can draw pictures, you can draw symbols, you can draw images in the sand and let the ocean wash it and take it away. It is brilliant. It is absolutely brilliant. Jane, how long do people keep their magical water? Good question. Very good question. If you've used distilled water, it will last for longer than if you've just put tap water in. If you've added anything to it, plant matter of any sort, it won't last as long. I tend to keep it. I tend to make it and then do something with it. But if I do hang on to it, I tend to keep it to the next moon phase. But I have kept it for longer. In fact, Chalice well water. I've got a bottle that I've had for a few months. In fact, I've got a bottle of water from the Roman baths. Gosh, it's 2 years old now and I haven't used all of it. So I think it is about keeping an eye on it and using your intuition to test the energy levels in it. And obviously, if it starts to go yucky, get rid of it. But if it is natural spring water, if it is distilled water and it's in a very clean bottle or jar, you should be able to keep it for a fair amount of time. Just test it. Test it with your intuition and see whether the energy is still there and there's nothing green growing in it. Would be my advice. Debbie was in Egypt last week. Oh, fascinating. We were out on a boat trip diving. The water was warm and healing. I'd wished to see dolphins and they appeared with 6 babies. How amazing. Fantastic. Many, many years ago when we were in Florida, we did get to pet some dolphins and they are amazing creatures. Absolutely fantastic creatures. Healing. If I'm calling on any animal, and I work with animal magic quite a lot, if I'm calling on any animal for healing, it's dolphin. It's the dolphin energy that I call upon. Nikki, good timing with the full moon tonight. Yes, that was totally unplanned. It really was totally unplanned. I just went with the date of the book release, the closest Saturday that I was free. It was meant to be, obviously. Meant to be. Rosemary, try to make a small jar every full moon, so I keep it a month. I tend to use it fairly soon after I've made it. Fairly soon. Oh, stormwater is amazing to work with. It's got such a powerful energy to it. And there are details in here. The storm carries so much energy with it, and you can charge your water with the energy of that storm. It's really good for kicking stuff into action. Really good. Kerry, love the idea of sea magic, but unfortunately don't live near the sea. Can this be created by filling a bowl with water, salt, and shells, or would it still miss something? Absolutely. I live just looking, it's down there. I've got a big jar, and I actually last time I went to the ocean, I collected some sand and some shells and some pebbles, and I filled a jar with them so that I always have the energy of the ocean with me. So if I want to make some ocean water, I'll take distilled water, put some salt in it, put a pinch of the sand and a shell and a pebble from the sea, and then I've made ocean water. So yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Not a problem with that at all. And if you specifically get sea salt, yeah, you're laughing. Absolutely. Charlie, water is so magical and mystical for me, as well as being so essential. I feel drawn to water. If in a hot country, I have to go to the sea, rain withdrawals. Yes, I have lived near the ocean for so many years now. I'm not sure I could live too far away from it. Um, you kind of get used to it, don't you? I think. Maria, usually use it to drink the next morning. Yep, moon water, so long as as long as it's clean. If you've charged it outside and left the lid off, and there might be all nasties in it, so just be mindful of that. But yes, moon water can absolutely be drunk. But the next morning, yep, good idea. And then you imbue, good word, imbue the energies of the moon. Xenia, you can charge water with anything, crystals, symbols, even tarot cards. Oh, yeah, and if you're Reiki, if you work with Reiki, you can charge your water with Reiki as well. Put a glass of water on the Emperor card with intention, for example. Perfect idea, Xenia. Thank you. Yes, brilliant idea. You're very welcome, Amanda. Luna, keep waving the book and you'll cause waves. Shall I wave too? Do quite like that. I don't pick the pictures. The publishing house did that, but she's quite perfectly suited for the water. Rob, thank you very much, Rob. Oh, including your book on hoodoo. Yeah, folk magic. Love a bit of folk magic. Love a bit of folk magic. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you very much. I'm just reading all these things. You people are wonderful. Victoria also found that the stones near lakes that have been carved by the waves are fantastic image messages. I'm very lucky in that the ocean near me provides a lot of hagstones. So the water in the ocean makes the holes in the stones. And I get hagstone, holy stone. But if you live near a river, quite often you will find them there as well. But you're right, Victoria. They do, don't they? Vicky, sorry, Victoria. Malategui, Vicky. The water does. It's powerful, isn't it? If you think about it, it wears holes and ridges and lines and patterns into stone. That's how powerful it is. Fascinating. Fascinating. Kitchen rituals using water, adding herbs during our cooking. Well, yeah, if you're a cook, you're bound to use water at some point, are you? Even if it's just for the washing up. Hi, Kate. Emma, I always felt I was doing wrong by using tap water when I first started. There's so much emphasis on using spring water and the like. I still use tap water and distill it in the kettle. I think there is this big thing, isn't there, that you have to start with such magical water. It has to be fresh spring water. No, tap water is absolutely fine. If you want to get rid of the nasties in it, just boil it and cool it, and you will have distilled water. Yeah, let's not make life expensive or complicated. Yeah, absolutely. Kerry, magical water can be put in a mist spray bottle, can add crystals and or essential oils and create a room spray or magical cleaning for door handles. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Yes. You can add whatever ingredients you want and make it into what energy you want. You could have a cleansing and purifying mist. You could have a happiness mist. You could have a protection mist. Absolutely. Very, very easy to make. You can also do floor washes and surface washes. Just buy a hot bucket of hot water and drop essential oils in, or a herbal tea bag. Herbal tea bags are brilliant for making floor washes in. So easy to do. So Hazel's a yuck for Brussels sprouts and Emma's a love for Brussels sprouts. Maria thinks Brussels sprouts and cabbage should be the element of air. No, I'm sticking with water. Rosemary loves coffee, fire and water. It is. Well, coffee brings the fire element, and obviously you put water with it, so that brings the water element. Yeah, it's perfect. Perfect blending. Hi, Claire. Hi Eva, really looking forward to getting this book. I have the hardest time connecting to water, massive anxiety, but you have such a great way of making everything accessible that I figure your book will help me get over any blockages. Oh, bless you. And always contact me, Eva, if you've got any questions. This is to anybody. If you have any questions about witchcraft in general or water or any of the elements, if you struggle with connecting with any, message me. If I can help in some way, I absolutely will. Uh, but I think we all have those elements that we connect more to, and I think we also have those elements that we perhaps don't. I am very much fire and water. I am a Scorpio, but I like to burn stuff. I like cooking, I like baking. So fire, water, very much my 2 main elements. Earth, not so much, but I love things like gardening, so that brings me a big earth connection. Air is the one that I struggle to connect with, more, although the girls have often said to me, "You talk a lot," so that's gotta be air. Lots of hot air maybe. But yeah, I think there's always 1 or 2 elements that we are drawn more to and that we find we connect easier with. And there will always be that one that I think that we struggle to. But yes, hopefully it will help with lots of suggestions. But if you struggle, just message me. There's lots of votes for Brussels sprouts to be moved to the air element. Coffee is indeed fire water, Zenia. It is. It is. Karen, I think that the planetary waterways really need us all to send healing and do cleansing ceremonies for them because they are becoming so polluted. We have done a lot of damage to the world. We have done a lot of damage to the some water. We've done a lot of damage to the planet. Absolutely. And it is our responsibility to clean it up. Absolutely. Rosemary, I think the cactus would be ruled by water since they hold water within and store it for when needed. Yes. I mean, I put aloe vera under water, which is a succulent. So, yes, I would say so. Um, they are desert plants as well. So, I would say water and fire together. But yeah. Hi, Eve. Eve's a Scorpio. Yeah, they're good. We like Scorpios. We're scary. Jackie, covered my aloe vera today, a few hours too late after the freezing water called frost fell. Oh, think it's saved. Oh, fingers crossed. Book arrived today. Yay. I had an aloe vera in a pot that one of the girls gave me, and I have to say I did kill it. I'm really not good with house plants. Garden plants, yes, house plants not. Green. Most of my best and creative ideas seem to come to me when I take baths, so much so that I have most definitely taken notice it's water's doing. Yeah, well, I think we calm. You take baths are very calming, aren't they? And soothing. And they perhaps allow our minds to be freer from all of the day's buzz that goes on. Yeah, that makes sense. Rich. Apparently, when water is used at high speed, it is the most powerful cutting force known to man and will cut through anything. I think I read something about using water to cut things. Yeah, it's power. Incredibly powerful. Xenia. As for hagstones, element of earth or water seems to fit both. Material is earth, but their environment water. I think of pebble stones in general as earth. If you get a pebble that's from the beach, I tend to think of it as all 4 elements because earth, because of the stone that it's made from, water, because it's been in the ocean, uh, fire, because it's sat on the beach and been baked by the sun, and air, because it's had the sea breezes across it. So I think in some cases, pebbles can be all 4 elements. But yeah, I would say so, Xenia. Definitely, definitely 2 of them. Karen, you can tie herbs in your shower like eucalyptus so the water runs through it and you get the properties of the plant or herb. Yes, if you've got a shower head, tie a bundle of herbs to it or the tap in your bath. If you've got the little Hessian gauze pouches, You can fill them up with herbs and tie them under the tap or the shower head too. Simple stuff, isn't it? But it all brings magic with it. Maria. Freezer spells or go away spell flush down the toilet. Yes. Freezer spells very good for freezing people, stopping them from harming you, hurting you, causing you grief. Write their name on a slip of paper, put it in your freezer. The toilet spells are good. I tend to write on toilet paper rather than flushing anything else down the toilet because of ecosystem and all that jazz. I write on toilet paper. But yes, write it on the toilet paper, flush it down the toilet. Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Luna, what would snow water be good for? Mine's been in the fridge for ages. You think about the different stages that snow is in. It has been frozen and then it defrosts, though I think it is very good for, that purpose. Think about situations where you want to defrost something or thaw something out. Um, I think they're very good for releasing and purifying as well. There is a bit in here about snow. Snow, 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 snow. What's that from? It's from a Christmas film, isn't it? White Christmas. I'm not gonna sing anymore for you because that's really scary. Snow 36. Page 36. Yes, there is a bit on snow in here. I think for me as well, snow brings that peaceful energy. When you go outside and the fresh snow has just laid, there's a quiet, isn't there? There's a kind of pause in time where it is quiet and empty and peaceful. So I think snow water brings peace with it as well. It brings that there's a whole blanket of clear snow. It's a clean slate. So it's what it represents to you really. So for snow for me would be that blank canvas. It would be fresh starts. It would be peace, calm, soothing. But then as it melts, it is that releasing, the cleansing, the purifying that water brings with it. But the melting, maybe softening a situation as well. But it has to mean something to you. So what snow symbolizes for you as well? Charlie, apart from the local beach sea, where else have you connected with water, had magical experiences? Oh, the Roman baths. Yeah, absolutely. Roman baths in Somerset is where Sulis found me. There's a book on her next year. She's walked with me ever since. So Sulis has walked with me for several years. So that's probably one of the most profound connections with water I've had is at the Roman baths. There is something very magical about that. I like streams, not necessarily rivers. It's the big bodies of water do scare me a bit. I like the little streams as well, little streams that you come across when you are walking in the woods and you find a little natural stream. There's something quite magical about those as well. The girls and I visited, it's gone out of my head. We visited another Roman walls. I want to say Silchester, I think it's there. And we walked the Roman walls and there was a little stream bubbling beside it. And it was so clear. It was crystal clear. That was a really magical moment as well. I've not had a lot of experience with waterfalls. I have been to the one in Tintagel. It was raining and very muddy. I think it is the little streams that really do it for me. But yeah, the most powerful one, I think, is probably the Roman baths. The White Springs in Glastonbury holds a bit of a special memory for me because it's the first place I led a group ritual as a high priestess. Once I had gained my high priestess title, I led a ritual in the dark in the White Springs in Glastonbury, and that was very magical. We did go in the water afterwards. It's very cold. Very, very cold. That's special because it was leading my first ritual, which is special. But Roman baths probably holds my heart at the moment, I think. Debbie, you like to collect rainwater during a lightning storm. It has extra oomph to it. Oh, stormwater it carries such a big punch of energy. It does pack such a powerful, it will boost any spell that you add it to. It will literally supercharge any spell that you add stormwater to. It is, Amanda. It is supercharged. Absolutely. It will add all kinds of energy to it. Jackie, confused. That doesn't look like a full moon shining outside, although very beautiful. Nearly there, but not quite. So I will call up my phone app. So it is a waxing gibbous, 97.1. So we're nearly there. Nearly there. Waxing gibbous tomorrow. You've got a where are we today? Saturday. Yes. Lost track of the days. Waxing gibbous tomorrow. So yeah, we're nearly there. You've got about a day and we're nearly there. But I like to work with the full moon on the day before, the day, and the day after ish. And there's like 3, maybe 4 days when you can work with the energy of the full moon. We're nearly there. Nearly there. Green, earth and water are my biggies. I'm a sea goat. I like that term, a sea goat. I love goats. Goats are fantastic. Emma, I've made a magical spray bottle using boiled water and raspberry leaf, lavender, and rose petals. That sounds nice. Smelled lovely, and then I changed it every time I needed it. It was to freshen up the house. Spray bottles or spritzes are brilliant. Brilliant, brilliant. Maria, keep being given those Christmas plants that have nowhere to place and it dies. I do have a poinsettia. I'm assuming you mean. I have got one of those in the house at the moment. I don't know how long it's going to last, and I don't know because they are tropical plants. They are not meant to be shoved on a cold windowsill in a British household. They are quite temperamental and they are tropical plants. So I think it's a bit of a culture shock for them when they arrive here. So, yeah. Charlie, when you said about the power of stormwater, got a strong urge of when I lived by the sea. I miss it. Top myself up with river walks, but not quite the same. I think this is the interesting thing. Wherever your water is, it will be a different energy. Seawater is different to river water, which is different to lake water, which is different to stream water. It all carries slightly different energies and will be used for slightly different purpose. And I also think it will depend on the area. So I live in Portsmouth. So South Sea is my nearest ocean, and it's a traditional British seaside. It's got a pier. We've got ice cream shops and chip shops and all the fun of the fair type stuff. But I love it. It is my ocean. We went to Cornwall last year. Must have been. And I've been before, but we went to Cornwall last year and we visited a couple of places, stayed in Boscastle, beautiful. None of the oceans felt like my ocean. They were beautiful. And in Boscastle looks like, Captain Jack and his black pearls going to come scooting around into the bay any minute. Beautiful landscapes, but none of them had the same feeling as my ocean. So every different water place will have its own energy to it. So it will all be different. Kerry, a slow releasing spell would be to write what you want to release and then freeze it. And when the time is right, take the ice cube out. And as it melts, it releases. You can do the same with snow. If you have actually got snow where you are, you can write things in the snow as well and work with that same process. Nikki, as a gardener, water is critical to the process. And for example, we feed on and around the full moon, and water is powerful stuff. Gardeners always used to work by the power of the moon and the phases of the moon. Emma, used to make herbal tea bath using organza pouches. We'll have to try the shower. Yes, just hang it under the shower head instead. Rosemary, could snow water be used in binding spells since the water particles bind together to form flakes? I think you've just answered your own question there, Rosemary. So much of magic is what it means to you. And if it makes sense to you, then it's bang on. Bang on. Then when it melts, it releases, unbinds. That sounds perfect to me. Perfect to me. Kerry, 27th, I think, so nearly there, although full moon energies. Yeah, I think full moon energy runs for 3 or 4 days over a period of time. So yeah, absolutely. Maria, snow would be that solace, peace, and moment and memory. Yep, sounds perfect to me. Yep. Dr. Masaru Emoto did a study of snowflakes, and it's fascinating how water took on the energy projected at it. There was a whole study, wasn't there, about how water carries energy and sound waves and stuff. Fascinating. Fascinating. Xenia, thought of me when you pulled the Sulis card from the Wicker Moon Goddess Oracle last week. It's about healing and withdrawing from the usual world to heal, which I desperately need and am doing. Wish to visit the Roman baths. It's interesting. Sulis is often associated with healing. In my researches on her, I don't believe that was her primary goal. I don't think that was her primary practice. However, the waters of the Roman baths are very healing. So that makes sense. Makes sense. Charlie, love nature, walking, being in nature, trees, shrubs, herbs, animals, hills. We are a species in nature. Houseplants don't know it just goes wrong. Yes, you and me both. You and me both. Victoria, I was thinking about the power of water, and Niagara Falls provides 1/4 of the power for New York State and the province of Ontario. That's amazing amounts of power, isn't it? Never been, but it always looks fantastic. And that sums it up, doesn't it? Does sum it up how much power it has. Emma, we've always lived by the river. My hometown was called Bend by the River by the ancient people who lived here at the time. They were never very inventive with names, were they? This is what it is. We have loads of Saxon grounds here, so probably Saxon. Yeah, that's how they described things, which, Janet, does the energy of hot water differ from cold water? That very interesting question. I think because you are bringing in the element of fire to heat it, whether it is on the gas stove or on the electric stove or electric kettle or, over a fire, I think it does. I think it brings in the element of fire when you make it into hot water. So I would say yes, but it has to work for you as well, doesn't it? It has to, whatever it means to you. Karen, the sea is beautiful, but so unpredictable. It can nurture in 1 minute and create turmoil in the next, but I still love it. But I also love the water at Ellen's Well and the many waterfalls throughout the UK. All water, but absolutely all different, all energetically different. Yes. Green, one of the places I've not visited yet near my home is Cumberland Falls, one of the very few places in the world where you can see a moonbow. Love that description. Created by the mist of the falls and the full moon. Oh, we need to see pictures when you've been there. Maria, is the element of earth with hot water? I would say fire for me, but it has to be what works for you. Has to be what makes sense to you. That magic has to be what makes sense for you. So we've done an hour already, and I haven't really covered anything a lot. Hazel says Toft Manor has a labyrinth which has water running through it. That sounds incredibly magical. Oh, there's a link. Thank you, Hazel. Yeah, that sounds, I'm going to have to look that one up. Nikki, here we have geothermal springs. Yes. Fascinating stuff, which obviously the Roman baths has natural hot springs, the only natural hot springs in the UK, the Roman baths. There's science and nature doing its amazing thing. So I haven't covered anything very much, but I thank you for sharing your thoughts and insights. Lots and lots of stuff in the element of water here to go along with the element of fire and the element of earth, available at all the usual places. I will go through the list of names afterwards and put a comment under your name. I will give away 2 signed copies afterwards. Let's just finish up this one with Jane. Think this book will have to go to the top of my wish list now. All these comments have really piqued my interest to work more with the element of water. Loads of things I already do without even realizing. Yes, we work with the elements, all of them, every day without even thinking about it. Mundane things, and I put these in the element books as well. Everything you do, reading, housework, washing up, cooking, cleaning, it's all connected with the elements. It's just about thinking about it, really. Emma, do you think the phrase white horses come from different sea deities like Macman and Maclear? Absolutely. I think there are lots of myths and legends about the ocean, and that's where we get a lot of our phrases from. Nikki, see why you are drawn to the Roman baths. Yes, it's where Sulis found me. It's a very magical place. Dragon energy. Now, the dragon book comes out next summer. There'll be a book launch and a talk on that. So I've done an hour and I will have teenagers shouting at me because he wants to watch Doctor Who. So oh, Angela. It will be on replay. So the element of water. Do watch out. I will put 2 winners of signed books afterwards. I'll make a note in the comments and let you know, and I'll send those out anywhere in the world, but I will pick at random. Thank you everyone for joining me. It is a fascinating element to work with, as they all are. So just think about what you do on a daily basis, that it is connected with the element of water, not just the obvious ones like showering and washing up. The elements are in everything that we do. So if you are free tomorrow evening, there is a Kitchen Witch ritual, protection ritual, over in the Kitchen Witch Coven. Have a look on the Facebook page for details of that. I do my usual Wednesday chats or every Wednesday morning, 9 a.m. UK time on these channels. If you want me to talk about anything in particular, ping me and let me know. I have a very new project that will be announced on the 1st of December, which I'm incredibly excited about, but can't tell you till the 1st of December. Thank you to everyone that's joined me today. Thank you to everyone that joins me on a Wednesday. Thank you to everyone that buys my books. You guys absolutely rock. And the support that you all give is overwhelming. You guys absolutely rock. So enjoy your elements. Hop on over now and go and find Dan the Bard as well, because he's got an online concert this evening as well, I believe. I'm going to go and catch up with Doctor Who. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me. Take care.